Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Jason, and today I'm here to talk to you about a very important topic, and that topic is public smoking. Now, this presentation will argue that it's very important that the United States institute a comprehensive, this means a complete ban on smoking in all public places. Now, my presentation will be broken up into a number of sections. First of all, I will offer an opposing view, and I will rebut that view. Then I will offer you two reasons to explain why public smoking should be banned. And then finally I'll offer you some suggestions and some solutions for this issue. So before we get started, let's talk about the opposing view. You know, some people feel that a full smoking ban would actually hurt business. And what they're concerned about is businesses where there are lots of smoking customers. For example, restaurants, bars, clubs. They rely on many customers to fill their establishments, and a lot of these customers are smokers. So they fear that a smoking ban will actually lead to a decrease in customers. Well, I understand that this may be true. A small amount of customers may be driven off by non-smoking policies. However, the numbers are not very large. And to prove this, there was a study that I can tell you about that was carried out by the Association of American Restaurateurs in 2008. Now, this association is a group of restaurant owners in New York. After a smoking ban was instituted in New York, they wanted to find out how many customers were actually lost. And the number was 5.5%. 5.5% is a small number. So there was a small loss in business. However, how many people were protected? How many lives were protected? Remember, the majority of American citizens, that is 80%, are non-smokers. So although there was a small decrease in business, the majority of the population was protected by this law. Now, let's take a look at some reasons why smoking should be banned. And before we do this, I want to talk about what's actually in a cigarette. Cigarettes are full of poisonous chemicals. Let's take a look at a few. First of all, nicotine, which you may not know, is actually in insecticides, sprays that we use to kill insects. There are other dangerous chemicals like cadmium, which is inside batteries, and methanol, which is inside rocket fuel, and ammonia, which we use in toilet cleaner. These are the kind of things that are ingested into your body when you smoke. Not only when you smoke, but also if you are near a smoker. If you are near a smoker, you will also breathe in these chemicals. You are a second-hand smoker. That is, someone exposed to smoke without directly smoking. So, I want us to take a look now at some of the diseases that can be caused by all of these chemicals. First of all, lung cancer. Cancerous growths can grow within your lungs. You see, this is a natural healthy lung with a white color, and a cancerous lung, brownish-black color, with cancerous growths. This is an extremely dangerous disease because it is very difficult to operate on cancer within the lungs. And once you develop lung cancer, it's an extremely dangerous thing, and it could easily become deadly. Not only smokers, but also passive smokers. People exposed to the smoke of those around them can suffer from this disease. In addition, nasal cancer. When we smoke or we are around smokers, smoke comes in and out through our nose, and the smoke can affect our nasal passages. And one of the diseases is nasal cancer. After removing this cancer, if you're lucky enough to survive, you're left with a hole in your nose. Okay? In addition, another disease is heart attack. With lots of smoking, you can develop a sort of plaque, which is like a fatty plaque that grows within inside the arteries that feed blood to your heart. This restricts the flow of blood, and this causes higher blood pressure, and this can result in heart attack. And another deadly disease caused by smoking or passive secondhand smoking is emphysema. Emphysema, as you can see from the picture here, basically and simply is holes in your lungs, which develop from exposure to cigarette smoke. So these are some really dangerous diseases that not only smokers, but also passive smokers, people exposed to other people's smoke, can develop. So I want to talk to you now about who is most at risk. Well, everyone who goes out into public places with smoking is at risk. But the level of risk can change depending on how much exposure you have. Now, according to a study by the New England Journal of Medicine in 2011, What we call casual secondhand smokers have a 20 to 30% increased risk of smoking-related diseases. Casual smokers are people who visit bars and restaurants with smoky environments. This is a minimal risk. No, this is a medial risk. This is still quite a risk, 20 to 30%. Now, there's another group that faces an even larger risk. And these are people who actually work in bars, restaurants, and clubs. They're exposed to cigarette smoke daily. And their increased risk of cancers and emphysema and these types of diseases is 65%, according to the UCLA Medical Center 2010. So you can see, the more exposure you have to smoking, the higher the risk. Now, beyond health risks, there's another reason why there should be a comprehensive smoking ban in the United States. And that is, it costs a lot. It costs a lot in terms of money. It costs a lot in terms of productivity. There was a study carried out by Business Week in 2010. And this showed that there was a 10 to 15% higher rate of absenteeism from work among smokers. Why do smokers miss more work? Why do they miss more work than non-smokers? Murray 2011 states that the reason they miss more work is that smoking compromises, it weakens your immune system. What is your immune system? Your immune system is the system in your body that protects you from diseases. Now, in addition to this, there's another cost. And this is the cost in terms of money, dollars. When you're exposed to smoke, if you are a smoker, you have a higher risk of developing diseases. And in response to this, you will need medical treatment. Somebody has to pay for that treatment. Either the individual, but more likely in the United States, the insurance companies. And this costs a lot of money. According to Freitas 2011, in 2010, there was a study carried out which showed the total cost to insurance companies, individuals, and corporations for medical treatment and lost time in work for smoking-related diseases was $4.2 billion. This is the true cost of smoking in 1 year in the United States. So, in sum, we can see that smoking in public is not only dangerous for the health of smokers, but also for secondhand smokers, people who are nearby. It endangers their health. It also costs a lot of money for society, for insurance companies, for lost productivity. Therefore, it's time to institute a ban throughout the entire country. Well, how can we do this? Why should we do this? I think the numbers don't lie. Let's take a look at the statistics. There's a city, San Luis Obispo, and this is a city between Los Angeles and San Jose, California. In 1990, they were the first city in the world to impose a strict, complete, and comprehensive smoking ban in all public places. Now, 20 years later, we found that this has been very effective. We can look at some statistics from Obispo. There's been a 23% decrease in cancer and heart disease in the area. And according to the top 20 companies in the city, there's been a 19.7% decrease in absenteeism. And all of these facts have been backed up by a medical study by UCLA Medical Center in 2010. So, what is the solution? The solution is believe the statistics, believe the facts. This city has done it, it's been very successful, and it's time now that the rest of the country follow their lead. That brings me to the end of my presentation, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me now.